Hi ladies! I wanted to touch base with you today. Dr. A here with my rescue Cocker Spaniel Sam here in front of a cozy fire. And I wanted just to chat with you a little bit about a mythic perspective on what's going on with COVID-19 in our families that I thought just might give you a little peace of mind and maybe a little bit bigger universal view. And why myth? Well, I'm a cultural mythologist and a women's coach, and for me, looking at the mythic view of events in our lives and our culture often allows me to have a universal perspective and takes me out of the stress of the personal. So I've been thinking a lot about the hero's journey, and you may have heard of that through the work of Joseph Campbell, and George Lucas used it in Star Wars. There's also elements of it in the Lord of the Rings trilogy films and in the Harry Potter films and books. And it's the idea that the young hero has the call to adventure. He has to go find something or do something or claim something or redeem something to help himself or his family or his culture. He answers the call to adventure. He goes out into the world and has adventures and trials and meets helpers along the way, and then eventually finds what it is that he's looking for and brings the treasure or the boon back to his culture or his people and restores order to the culture and to the world. But there's another journey that psychologists and psychotherapists write about, and it's the heroine's journey. It's the woman's journey, which is different than the man's journey, because women traditionally, through the patriarchal culture of the past few millennia, have not gone out to find their quest to adventure, but have had to do their transformation in process. So the heroine's journey is inward and down. And we're able to do that through understanding deeply the cycles of nature, the cycles of our body, the cycles of families and of life and death and birth. And our maturation process and deep understanding and making of meaning in our lives has come from where we've been, staying in place in front of the hearth with the family. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this idea of the heroine's journey, which is the feminine, and the hero's journey, which is the masculine, kind of like the yin and the yang. Well, COVID-19 has forced us all home and back to the hearth. Mythologically, in the ancient Greek tradition, the goddess of the hearth, or who was the power of the hearth and the power of home, was Hestia. And Hestia was a goddess who was not married, she never had children, and she never left the hearth. She was not only the physical hearth, but she was the energy of the fire, and she was also the energy that holds family together, that makes you think of the warmth of home. And my daughter's on her cell phone in the background. You may have heard that, since we're all here together. But it's the warmth of home and the warmth of the fire, keeping the home fires burning. Hestia was in charge of the larder, of keeping the entire home up and running. And so now COVID-19 has forced us all, as families, men and women and children, through this isolation back into the realm of Hestia. So what does that mean? On the daily level, the stresses of homeschooling our children, taking care of the cooking, the cleaning, keeping everybody from fighting, organizing, yes, that's all very real and it's there. But if we take a bigger look, if we really dig into the ideas of myth, of what does home mean, and what might we want to create when we go back out of home? What have we discovered by being home that is no longer working in the world? What might we want to change in the way we do things and relate to one another in the world when we come out of COVID-19? Relatedness, creativity, relationships, emotion, nature, our relationship to nature, all of these are considered aspects of the archetypal feminine. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to open up a Zoom room 3 times a week where women can drop in as they want to every night, well, 3 nights, 1 night, it doesn't matter. And we're going to really dig into some of the universal mythic constructs of what it means to be a woman in this time in history and what we can maybe look to our deeper strengths and our universal wisdom in terms of what we want to create when we go back out. Also, I'm going to be offering a once or twice a week Facebook Live reading of a classic book for children. There will also be downloadable educational supplementary materials for people who are homeschooling that might be interested. And I'm going to be posting on my Facebook page arts experiences that children can tap into. Everything from botanical tours of botanical gardens to concerts, theater performances, museum tours, artworks. So you can use those also in your homeschooling. So I hope you will go to my website and also to my Facebook page. Please comment underneath if you think this sounds great, or if you have other ideas that you'd like me to maybe dig into with you. You can connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And until the next time, please reach out and let me know what you're thinking.